ban Gnar, he's just gonna counterpick Kennen. Like that's, you know, unless you're gonna ban both.
I mean, you need to ban like 11 different champions.
Yeah.
To stop him from being able to have a good time.
Gnar's not this super oppressive, like crazy champion that you need to get off the board. So the ban was confusing. And Kiin says, well, I'll just pick another ranged Yordle into your bear.
Yep, going to be his second game on Olaf so far for Spirit. He didn't manage to find a win in his first one, so looking forward to seeing what he can do here. It's a pretty standard LCK comp coming out from Afreeca. I think SeolHaeOne Prince have a little bit more of that early game edge. There's going to be a lot of champions sort of falling off as the game moves to the late game, especially in comparison to a lot of the power that Aphelios is going to bring to this one, not to mention Kennen rocketing into the backline and ruining your day. Should be a better time for Flawless, though, so if you find Spirit, it's likely he's going to be able to actually use a pounce, which is definitely a good thing. It would have been an amazing Poppy game, though.
Yeah. Let's go Poppy again. I wouldn't mind it, but different on the red side. Spirit going to be picking up this Olaf, and there is some opportunity for Fly to once again, if he can handle the mid lane, handle the LeBlanc, to pop off here. But this time he doesn't have Spirit to carry him on Poppy, so we'll have to wait and see how that changes things up with Mystic also back onto Aphelios.
Yep, and here we are, getting ready to hop in for game number 2. SeolHaeOne Prince against Afreeca. Feels like a bit of do or die here. One game, SeolHaeOne Prince staring down the barrel of 7 losses in a row. Only being able to get that one win against Humble Life Esports. There's one more game for both of these squads in this particular round. Afreeca having to go up against Gen G next, so a clean victory over SeolHaeOne is about bottom limit when it comes to any expectations for Afreeca to try and challenge the top 4 here in the LCK. They were the team that said, you know, that there should be 5, but it's not proven just yet. As Mickey wanders over, gets a ward, doesn't even see Fly. Fly knows exactly where that ward is.
Yeah. There's some question marks on the upper brush as well. So he's like, well, it's in one of 2 places. It's either in the brush or it's on the blue. I think more likely that it's on the blue, and I'm sure that Fly can figure that out for his team at the same time. Taking a look here at some of the runes. Still have 4 Conquerors.
Yep.
That hasn't changed much.
No. I feel like there's been a few people that have experimented with Press the Attack Aphelios. I actually like the idea of it, especially if you can get your chakrams working. But back to the Conqueror here is Mystic. Gets a nice little shot onto Secret there. Should be an okay lane for the Aphelios, to be honest, and this is the most comfortable for Afreeca that we've seen. And the first dredge line is going to land. You can see that Ben very happy to be back on his Nautilus.
It's definitely a comfort champion for him. This is the most played duo for Afreeca by far. Nautilus, Ben has played Nautilus 8 games, and Mystic has played Aphelios 7 games. So lots of experience on the duo for this duo.
Yep. Not feeling fantastic right now, as you saw Mystic lose out on 2 trades in a row without too much of an answer. Level 1, not exactly the greatest time. 0 buttons is not the greatest amount of buttons to have available to you unless you count being able to switch between your guns. Now has hit that level 2, though, will have Q available as he lands his first one. As you just saw, Ben wandering out of the brush here, trying to keep up that pseudo pressure. Q actually going to land onto Hybrid once again. Ben gets himself his shield, but down to about half. And that entire Eclipse duration was fantastic there for Secret. Chains connects onto Fly as well. Mickey getting some good pressure in this mid lane. Bit of like what Pon was asking for, which is just better, cleaner laning phases out from SeolHaeOne Prince.
Yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? We were talking about how there's a lot of issues right now for the team and what they have to do. And it's not just all about individual performance. Obviously, though, that is one place to start. Get cleaner in your laning phases. Don't just give free kills away. And so far, I mean, they're doing okay. The Mickey is doing well in the mid lane. at the same time. Top lane, it looks like Kiin does have a little bit of a freeze, but ikssu just actually ran up to the top side, even though there was the lane pushing into Kiin. Generally, you'll see players teleport into that as to not miss too much experience in those minions. And now Kiin is actually pushing it back, so
Yeah.
might not have missed too much.
Grabs himself the Doran special. He's got a ring and a shield. Just needs that little sword, but Kiin is holding onto that one for him.
Uh-oh.
Spirit's down here. Hybrid's going to face check a dredge line onto Secret in the meantime, but now Spirit's going to get exhausted, taking a lot of Ren damage. There's a stun onto Secret. He's going to fat flash over that wall as Fly turns up. But the fun is over, my friend, and Afreeca are not going to be able to take down the duo here of SeolHaeOne Prince. A better start for SeolHaeOne, definitely, than in game number 1.
This is not a flash you see very often. It's kind of a tricky one, and now the TP's coming in from SeolHaeOne Prince.
Yeah, that's a great dredge line. I don't know what Mystic's going to be able to do here. He flashes, he cleanses, he tries to get out, but he's not going to be able to. ikssu had teleported in. There are 5 members on the bottom side, but it was super obvious that that was going to happen. They went for a greedy wave crash, and they're now down over 1,000 gold.
Yeah, a great response here from SeolHaeOne Prince right after Afreeca wanted to push in the wave. That was, of course, pushing towards SeolHaeOne. They didn't want to miss too much of those minions, but they should have known that there were wards behind them, and Mystic being so low, definitely very risky for their side. TP was just picked up, actually, because Mickey must have TP'd right from the mid lane. Afreeca, they're not going to miss a beat. They're actually just going to use this picked up TP to get some more quick priority here on the first streak. That will be Afreeca's.
Yep, should be pretty comfortable. Mountain Drake going to be great, actually, against Flawless and Mickey especially. They do like to build that magic pen. As Afreeca will be able to lock that one down. Let's have a look at what the next Drake's going to be, and it's going to be a Cloud. So some fun Drakes for our souls once again. I believe we haven't had a Cloud Soul so far today. It's been spicy in that regard. And his chains are going to land here from Mickey. Definitely one of his better picks in the LeBlanc, so happy to see him on a bit of comfort here.
Yeah, I think, you know, you can either change things up as a team when things aren't working, or you can go back to extreme comfort and say, well, I'm just going to play something I know I'm good at.
Yeah.
And here you can see the lane was pushing, and it was going to be frozen if they didn't stay, but it was double TP as well.
Yeah.
There was a huge commitment from SeolHaeOne to get this, but it's definitely worth it because you're going to be able to push in, you're going to be able to deny a lot. We got to fight here.
Yeah, turret comes down. Hybrid not going to get tagged by it, so it doesn't take too much extra damage from Caitlyn Cog that good old Mystic is wielding at the moment. CS is very even. Slight advantage here for Hybrid. But good old Aphelios is just more than happy to scale alongside anyone. Kiin should be able to hold this mini-wave if he wants to. He's had it near his turret for a very long time. You can see ikssu's doing a much better job. Goes back, gets himself his Merc Treads. And Kiin's building the old school Kennen build, as it looks like it's going to be Gunblade first. Interesting. Seen a lot of Proto Belt recently.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. I'm not sure exactly why. We've seen some crazy plays from just the straight-up ability to maneuver yourself into position with that Proto Belt. But I suppose this is more solo lane oriented.
Oh, it's also Conqueror. This might be on hit. Could be all sorts of crazy things for the Kennen. Wouldn't mind on hit Kennen, to be honest. It's a bit of fun.
It's definitely something that I think Kiin is one of the only players that can pilot it. We've seen so many players struggle to make that work, and I think that's part of the reason why it fell off. But yeah, Kiin is an incredibly intelligent player. You know, outside of his great mechanics, I think that's his next best kind of attributes. And
big old brain.
Yes, his 5 head. You can see it from outside the rift. That's a nice hook. But
yep, max range. Yeah, Leona's just one of those champions where you think you're doing damage, you think you can do damage, and then she presses W and says, nah, sorry, not today. As yet, despite the fact that on-hit Kennen is definitely a lane bully, it's not been that sort of story here, as you can see ikssu within touching distance of Kiin CS. Nothing to worry about there for the Volibear. And Spirit's lying in wait, ready for the kitty cat lady to come over.
Yeah, I mean, Red's... Oh, wow. Okay, they're trying to set up a big dive, but they see the TP coming in.
Yep, that is a huge minion wave, though, that could just be denied.
Oh.
Kiin flashes forward. Hybrid takes a lot of damage. The Slicing Maelstrom doesn't do quite as much as it otherwise would, because it's a lot of AD built up by the Kennen, but damn, that was an explosion of damage. Kiin does lose both of his summoner spells at the cost of this. But what they're doing is they're giving Mystic as much money as they possibly can and putting that lane ahead. Because all of these minions are just funneling in to die.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, Volibear is going to get some solo XP and gold, but certainly they're denying a lot down there. We also see LeBlanc. Mickey didn't rotate down. He doesn't have TP, so he's just sitting mid, trying to push it in as fast as possible. It's going to be a couple of plates that go towards ikssu, which, you know, he wasn't going to be able to push that in had it just been, you know, a straight-up lane where there wasn't many teleport plays. So, nice little bonus to the Volibear that you wouldn't normally have. And yeah, it was a great exhaust too from Secret to really take a lot of that damage off of the Maelstrom.
Yep.
They come in and it doesn't amount to any kills or anything, so SeolHaeOne Prince still in the lead.
Yeah, still ahead by just over 1,000 gold. Not too bad at all. Looks like it will be the Gunblade, so Kiin still going to be AP Kennen, but just has a little bit more lane presence. As Bubble is going to be traded for the Chain, and Fly is going to do a lot of damage here to Mystic. He even lights him on fire there with his unsealed spellbook that he does have available to him. Mickey's just going to have to go back home. His teleport just about to come off cooldown as Flawless here waiting in the brush. Kiin's going to face check, and there's the big pounce forward. Lightning Rush, pretty good ability though. And okay, ikssu's just going to dive on in, utilizing the flash, and they will grab the kill on the little Pikachu towards the top side.
Yeah, it's not something you see very often from Kiin, just kind of face-checking the brush, especially in a straight line against Nidalee. That's like the one thing you don't necessarily want to do. He did want to, you know, cover his back just in case Nidalee was eventually going to come up, but that's the one scenario where you're going to get punished for that line of play. This is SeolHaeOne Prince taking a very early stand in this game and saying, okay, the early game is ours. They're going to lose a couple of Drakes, but they're getting so much more in terms of gold and presence on this map. They're going to get another charge in the top lane.
Yeah, not going to take down the inner turret, but ikssu now certainly asserting his dominance. A couple of books picked up from Kiin, but not able to get his revolver just yet, which is actually a decent spike. And now ikssu building towards the Noggery build. Looks like he's prioritizing the Trinity Force after collecting his boots and all that sort of stuff. Mystic and Ben might just be able to take this turret organically, as that should be a turret plate. This cannon's going to do some work, and Mystic grabs solo gold for that one. As Olaf is waiting in the area, Mickey hunting down Fly. The bubble, not going to get picked up, as you could see. That was a very weird interaction of what happened just there, but the Spirit's going to move on over, and Fly looks to be okay. Slightly dicey. Mickey was looking pretty angry, but the bubble doesn't find the right line. Picks up an ignite, otherwise not too much going to happen. So big advantage here for Mystic bottom side. So as far as Afreeca's win condition, pretty intact, but 3,000 gold is no mean feat here for SeolHaeOne Prince, especially given what happened in game number 1.
Yeah, it's definitely a really nice lead, and you can see that Nidalee 1-0-1, he's going to be able to pick up that Rod of Ages really quickly. This is going to be great for the stacking in their mid-game. And now they're trying to use their lead to get aggressive and take out buffs and farm.
Yeah, in goes Secret. They are able to grab that blue buff as okay, Mickey's just going to get absolutely interrupted and denied. Mystic wants to find the ulti, but does not get it. Fly takes down the Leona here as now Kiin 1v1 versus ikssu. Could this be an ikssu solo kill is the question as they're trying to run as fast as they can. And ikssu does manage to grab it. Now Fly takes down the Nidalee. And the rest of Afreeca, they've got their heads screwed on. They're able to take down the rest of SeolHaeOne Prince and should be able to get more for this one. 13 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. So turret plate's going to be up for just a little while longer.
We're going to have to see how that fight started in the top lane, but we saw a lot of what happened in the jungle. Was kind of hoping maybe we wouldn't see it again, as it wasn't pretty. Secret goes just about as deep as you can possibly go against Olaf with Ulta, so he gets totally out of position. Meanwhile, Mickey is totally left out of dry. You can see Flawless and Hybrid can't do any damage, and it's just the slow kite back of these players that, you know, they're the damage dealers, but they can't actually do anything. They get caught one by one. It almost feels like a solo queue fight where one guy gets out of position, another guy gets out of position, and even when you're ahead, it's like, oh, I guess we just threw our lead. As we're going to take a look here.
Yeah, this is a Volibear that's just a little bit too big for good old Kiin.
얘들아 미안하다. 테란 못하는데.
Saying, oh, I couldn't take teleport. I couldn't teleport here because he was just demolishing Kiin. Something I never thought I'd say.
Yep. Well, Fly looking for a bubble. Does find a Paddle Star on a Mickey, though. Does a fair bit of damage. Collects himself a chain. Not exactly great news. Undertow going to go wide there because of the distortion. And Afreeca just waiting for this clock to tick down to try and get themselves an Infernal Soul point. 1.5 minutes on that one. They want to get some control. The bubble isn't going to land. Infinity Edge done here for Mystic is very, very strong on this Aphelios for this stage of the game.
Yeah. And Aphelios, you know, we didn't talk too much about these compositions. Aphelios is going to have an awesome time into what he's going up against. It's, yes, the Leona can maybe hit him with the Solar Flare, but then you just cleanse that right away. And if they're all running into them, while if you look at their comp, they mostly will be, other than like spears, which can be annoying, but we've all seen late game.
Oh dear, Flawless is well and truly dead. Fly's going to pick up that kill as now Mickey. He might have bitten the dust here as well. Teleport from Kiin to go over and fight for Shirley right here. And with no jungler, there's not going to be any way that SeolHaeOne Prince is going to be able to stop this. You can see an angry bear looming to the north. Whether he's actually going to be able to dictate terms here, I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know how SeolHaeOne Prince managed to get caught this much. Yeah, they play such a loose style that it's just over and over, even from incredible leads.
Well, they're now also camping top lane when there's Infernal Soul on the board. Yeah.
They might be able to get that top tier too.
Yeah,
they don't have teleport either. You can see the Volibear is coming down now, finally, but the Rift Herald is going to be placed down, and okay.
Kiin taking a fair bit of damage there from Mickey.
Why didn't they just run at the dragon?
Yeah.
They're taking a really roundabout, slow way, and now SeolHaeOne Prince are in position. So Afreeca extremely safe today, not willing to take any amount of risk.
What a no. Spirit not looking too safe right now, but he's going to make it to the safety of his brush. Troll wards coming in here, and now Spirit getting chunked. This might just be SeolHaeOne Prince being able to pick up their first Drake. Hybrid, oh no. Mystic gonna try and get him as there's the dredge line, and it doesn't matter that it didn't land. Fate's Call comes in. Hybrid looking to try and turn it, but there's Fly. Trouble Bubble is gonna land onto Secret. He's just gonna explode. The Drake is gonna go over to SeolHaeOne Prince, but looks like this is going to be a lot of extra kills for Afreeca. Ikssu trying to get on in. Flawless. He's going to start his Gromp camp. I don't know whether they know that Afreeca are in this area, as Iksu's going to walk over that ward. And the rest of Afreeca unable to find some extra kills. So, I mean, it does end up in being an advantage for SeolHaeOne Prince, but I don't think it should have been, Valdez, you know?
Yeah, there are many ways for Afreeca to turn that one around. The mistake that SeolHaeOne Prince made in macro to send 3 people top lane. And maybe they just didn't identify it. Maybe they didn't have all the information like we did. See, Dredgeline misses here. He pulls in Leona to help out, and then they're like, oh, wow, okay. Leona gets really baited by this. It's just like the story of SeolHaeOne Prince. It's like, if you just wait long enough, someone is going to be out there just by themselves where they shouldn't be, and they can get a free kill. It doesn't seem to matter how far ahead they are. And it wasn't necessarily Secret's fault that he got put in that position, as the Fate's Call was essentially what kept him around. But
Spirit needs to be real careful. Okay, Zenith Blade's going to land. Ragnarok going to be utilized as in goes Iksu's ultimate. Flash out here from the Olaf. SeolHaeOne Prince unable to get the follow-up kill, but they do get the ulti and flash out of Spirit and the flash out of Fly.
Yeah, nice little pickups there, but it's not like there's an Infernal that they can just run at for now. But the flashes will be down for the next Infernal fight, so definitely a nice little win for the side of SeolHaeOne Prince. It's interesting to see Iksu back carrying for this team. Generally, we see him on weird stuff like Lowy to come out and just catch his opponents off guard, but he's playing the top Volibear, which is something that all these players should have a lot of experience against in solo queue.
And Iksu, I mean, he was the one to debut the top Volibear, right? And it looked terrible in their first game on it. Looks like he's shored up some of those problems. Has his Trinity Force now completed. Only ahead by 1 CS, but you saw 1.5k gold lead against Kiin, whose Kennen is still looking to scale. I find it super interesting though, because Kiin, he did go for the Gunblade route. Made sure he had as much laning strength as possible with this Conqueror, opting out of the Spellbook, which does have so much more utility, and hasn't been able to find any success. So good news for Iksu. Secret and Flawless. Roman through the river. This outer turret's in a bit of trouble. This Mystic's going to move up and try and take it. Does have his Runan's Hurricane now complete. So likely that he's very easily going to be able to clear out wave after wave after wave. Ooh, Caitlyn Cog, beautiful.
I think this is definitely going to be an eventual problem for SeolHaeOne Prince. If they get like a great flank from Iksu, then maybe not. That's one way to handle Aphelios if you come at him from all sides. It doesn't matter how close you are to him. You're closing the gap, and he's not necessarily going to be able to do that damage. We saw some crazy plays yesterday from Severim.
Yeah.
The red gun, the lifesteal gun, where he was able to just survive against like 3 people diving on him, but...
The Draven gun.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll get to that position in this game.
Fly actually going to get completely out-traded by Mickey there. You can see Kiin with the ultimate was looking for Flawless, but wasn't actually able to get anything done. Iksu comes in once again, teleports from Afreeca as they want to fight around this Infernal a minute before it's actually spawned. It's quite curious. Another minion wave actually heading towards that inhibitor, as Fly is just going to go back. So that teleport used for basically no reason.
Yeah. He kept the ward safe.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's really, yeah.
Yeah, odd.
Yeah. That was like the closest he could get, I suppose, on the teleport, and he thought that a fight was breaking out. Maybe because of the comms, and there wasn't a wave coming in at exactly that time, so it looked silly. And it kind of was at the end of the day. Still waiting for Kiin to show us something. He's really, fallen behind from the early game, and since then has just not really been able to put any pressure onto this bear.
Yeah, he's got his Oblivion Orb now, and to be honest, Grievous Wounds are going to be pretty helpful against the Primal Surge and things like that. Fly does find a trouble bubble, but doesn't feel safe enough to actually portal jump forward, capitalize. That time, that bubble's a good one, onto Iksu. Ooh, good sidestep. That's why you buy Merc Treads, ladies and gentlemen. It is a good idea. So Afreeca getting corralled just a little bit. Ben has a big old shield, and there's the Fate's Call. Now the fight's going to be on. As Secret gets all the way into the middle of the team, and Kiin's got his ultimate. So I don't know whether it was exactly what you wanted. Moonlight Vigil comes down. That is a very, very dead Kalista. Ben finds... That's... Oh, just spam your hitboxes in chat, ladies and gentlemen. That was extraordinary.
Well, I mean, that team fight was kind of a disaster for SeolHaeOne Prince, and that just made it hilarity at the end. Oh, he got away.
He did.
The bear lives.
Limit testing.
He's not dead yet. He is, in fact, an immortal god. Yeah, the LeBlanc flank with the 3-man knock-up from Leona and the missed distortion and 0 damage follow-up was not what you were looking for from Afreeca. You can see that it's a really great spot here, but where's all the damage? It's so far away from the team. Mickey's scared to go in. Hybrid's out of range. Flawless can't do anything. And then just like that, because Afreeca pulled a Phalanx, they're able to just immediately absorb everyone who comes into them. They have a ton of damage. A ton of damage. I mean, the true damage from the Olaf. They've got Mystic in the front. They have the Kennen.
The side steps were amazing out of Mystic right there.
And even Secret through Aftershock, through everything, through the stone plate, he's not going to survive if he has 0 follow-up. The Leona did her job, but it was way too far away from the rest of the team. And now Afreeca has finally picked up that gold lead that almost did seem like an eventuality with the amount of times that SeolHaeOne has been getting picked. Let's see how they fight over this Infernal Drake.
Yeah, teleport in from Kiin. And SeolHaeOne Prince, they're not going to be able to fight for this. Mickey does have teleport. Iksu's down towards the south. But Afreeca have basically everything back up again. There's a flash on Fly and Kiin. Kiin has his ulti. It's just not a fight that SeolHaeOne Prince are going to take. It's not Soul Point just yet, as Drake will secure that for Afreeca. And I tell you what, Mystic is real scary at this point in time.
Oh, ikssu.
No idea. Exhaust comes down, a zoning bubble, if you will, as Dredge Line is going to land, depth charge is going to be enough, and Mystic is going to attack move towards the bottom side, and the Super Soaker is just going to absolutely obliterate.
Hey, someone froze today. It was
there we go.
Volibear.
Nailed it. Perfect stuff.
Thanks, Volibear.
He's from the right region of Runeterra as well. Fantastic. Just
Yeah.
a Freljordian freeze as he goes down for the first time
Yeah.
this game.
He avoided death before, but not this time. And he was doing so well in the top lane. He was 2-0-1 on top of 3,700 damage. Not really doing too much damage, but still getting work done. And now begins the slow, eventual march that is Afreeca with Baron.
Yeah.
They're taking everything away from SeolHaeOne Prince. Doesn't look like they want to stay for the inhibitor.
Looks like inhibitor turret going to be taken eventually. There is a siege minion, so they are going to be able to get rid of it. Looks like the inhibitor itself isn't actually a priority, as you said. Sky Strike does a bit of work there. Bubble. Going for the target that has a Banshee's Veil is an odd choice, is Kiin. Offers enough damage back there to Mickey to make him not feel like he wants to do that again. And Afreeca are just in so much control now. 3,000 gold is looming for SeolHaeOne Prince, closer to 2,000 at the moment. It's Death's Dance for item number 3. Let's have a look at ikssu once again. It is a majestic skin, I tell you that much.
I kind of just want to watch it happen.
Whee! That's actually adorable.
I love the angle. There's the freeze into Shatter.
That was actually really cool. I'm glad that we had that skin showcase in
Yeah.
the middle of our broadcast. As the tower falls down, SeolHaeOne Prince, they do get here towards the top side. Fly, taking a lot of damage from good old ikssu. Flash has to be used in the end. Alright, Kiin fighting against Mickey. Chains are going to connect. He's got his Morellonomicon completed. So we're going to stop all of that LeBlanc healing.
Yeah.
Just 1v1.
Yeah, the corrupting pot, you know? He's still got
yeah.
it in his inventory, so...
No, I shouldn't actually make fun of him because I think that it's a
He'll be able
decent
to
choice here this game. Primal Surge is real rough, plus there's a Volibear.
Yeah.
He's got a Death's Dance also.
And we'll see eventually. Kalista is going to get it as well. And the thing about the Kennen picking it up and why he does pick it up so often is because you get that full-on engage where
Oh dear,
He's
he has
dead.
no flash, he is real dead. Spirit's going to turn up, as there's a Zhonya's. ikssu might fall first, but no, it is Fly that's going to go down. But here comes Mystic. Count the years, ladies and gentlemen, as Mickey's real dead. Double kill there for Mystic. Yeah.
see that flash?
Yeah.
I wish I didn't.
Yeah.
Well,
Minute and a half. Yeah, Valdez, and then we've got an Infernal Soul to fight for.
that was the fly bait.
Yeah. You can understand what they were thinking of, right? They just didn't quite have the vision to actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
Mystic is just too scary right now.
Yeah, he's doing incredible damage, and everybody on the side of SeolHaeOne Prince is going to try to get in his face, and he's going to attack you at a bajillion times a second. Spirit was right here, so he flashes the wall to come in to help out. Maybe they didn't expect that, and then the immediate rotation up on their side of the map is much easier to get to for Afreeca. Great ultimate from Ben, just to make sure they lock down that LeBlanc and he can't get away at all. Let's see it. The Death's Dance should be picked up here.
How many items can he purchase? We don't know. We can't look at the shopkeeper. We're just checking him out. There we go. Yeah, this game's gotten incredibly rough very quickly. Hybrid has his Death's Dance, but he's one item behind and has a cheaper build. So that's just a bit of an idea of the difference between these two AD carries. Having a look at the gold difference, it's up to 3,000 in favor of SeolHaeOne Prince, but that has been and gone.
Yeah. We were in the mountains there, and now we're down in the trench.
Yep.
And here comes Infernal Soul. They're looking to catch Secret. That is a fantastic angle on the bubble.
Yeah, really nice. Kiin looking for Mickey here, but it looks like Kiin very happy to fight this one out. Iksu going to jump all the way on top of Spirit, who does have Ragnarok, doesn't need to use it. Going to try again. Secret is going to Zenith Blade his way forward. We might just get a Fate's Call, and there it is. Oh! Moonlight Vigil is going to land, and Hybrid gets completely chunked out by Mystic, who's fighting on his own. Iksu doing some work here as he's gotten rid of the Zoe, but there's the double kill from Mr. Years. Is it going to be the triple? The answer's no, because Nautilus has too much damn damage, Valdez. And Flawless now going to chase on after. This is a very hungry, angry Mystic. He's looking for Mickey. I don't know whether Mickey has the burst, especially when the Lifeline passive's still there from the Phantom Dancer.
Flawless is alive.
Yeah.
You cannot do this.
Maybe they're baiting. Mickey, you're on a ward there. Oh my, it was all a bait this entire time. The LeBlanc steals the dragon, but Flawless is real dead. Oh,
why?
Take it away. I don't know,
Just
man.
wait for Spirit to respawn and then run at it. You're so far ahead. There was no reason to flip that coin. They could have immediately had Infernal Drake 30 seconds later.
I mean, I didn't mind the idea. The problem was that Mickey came in and stole it with a Mimic Distortion. Sort of takes away from the fun of the whole idea.
I suppose they baited Flawless to die so they could very five-headedly take the Baron.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Well, I mean, that's what they're doing, so not too bad. Infernal Soul would have been real good. But the poke here on the side of SeolHaeOne Prince is basically absent. So they're just going to give up on this Baron. That is going to belong to Afreeca, especially without Flawless available. So in the end, it does work out for Afreeca. Say what you want about what they did. Still not too bad. About 80 CS lead for Mickey as well, but you can see it's just, he's zoned out of the fight for a lot of the time by Kiin.
Yeah. Notice where a lot of the focus is here. For SeolHaeOne, Secret engages onto Ben, gets the tank fight started, and then everybody's diving back onto Kiin, onto the low health bars. You got Fly back there, Spirit looks easy, as does Kiin. And Mr. Years, as you so eloquently put it, is sitting there with full health. Nobody dives onto him. You're a dive comp specifically to take out Aphelios. And yes, I can understand that, you know, you want to take out the low health guys in the back, but if you just leave Aphelios alone and you're all standing in front of him, well, then he's going to do this amount of damage and eventually stay alive. So,
yeah. Certainly feels like a Mystic kind of game. One of those situations where our friend LS is probably saying maybe comp against the Aphelios if you see him picked up. In the first round of picks, I believe he came in as, second pick. So in the first round here on the red side.
Yeah.
So you can just craft a comp that's going to work against it.
Yeah, they had Volibear, where it's like, yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to be, you know, it's kind of like Olaf. He runs at you, he jumps into your back line. So they kind of just wanted to build a comp around that, which is something that teams very often do, rather than try to counter specific enemy compositions. They'll counter like lanes, but not enemy compositions very often. It happens occasionally, but it did not happen in this game. As they're pushing on in with the Baron, they did take out Flawless, so this does end up being pretty worth in the end. They're going to get this turret. They're up about 3,000 gold on the power play. And ikssu, he's just in his natural habitat.
Yeah, fight Zoe
in the jungle.
Yeah, Battlestar is going to go wide. Bubble does the same thing. Oh boy. Pick the gap as Fly throws down a Randuin's Omen that ikssu had utilized. An interesting choice, but negating crit damage against Aphelios sounds like a necessary thing to do if you're trying to tank him. And looks like 2 inhibitors are going to pretty comfortably go down. Mickey trying to defend against Kiin. See Mystic. There's that minion wave after minion wave. It's looking like SeolHaeOne Prince are running out of options. 6,000 gold isn't necessarily a gigantic lead for what you can see on the map. But it's based on composition more than anything else. How Mystic is ever going to die is really the question. Inhibitor number 3 looking to go down without too much of a fight here, and SeolHaeOne Prince, this is what they did game 1. They're just not answering. As now, it's Ben that decides to pull the trigger. Solar Flare misses onto Mystic. He goes ikssu, but you can see that Mystic's pretty happy just to fight this one out. QSS, cleanse everything. ikssu just going to flash. Dredgeline keeps the bear in place though. Mystic grabs that kill. Now with no bear to try and fight this one out, it is just a little bit too rough. As Zoe's bouncing around the team fight as well. Spirit comes back with about 100 health, puts his axe down onto the Kalista. Flawless is going to go golden because he had that button to press, and he may as well press it. And there's a double kill for Spirit. These Nexus turrets are going to be next to fall, and Afreeca bounce back after their 0-2 with a 2-0 of their own as they crush SeolHaeOne Prince's Nexus. Disappointing